Flash Games in Darkness are the vision behind the games of Edmund Mcmillen, the focus of today's developing devs. Mcmillen began as an artist on independent comics, but video games are always something that held more of his interest. In 2006, he was hired by developer No. 1 Inc. to design the art for the hit game Braid. Around the same time, Mcmillen began to familiarize himself with the creative tools found in Adobe Flash, creating a number of these basic Flash games and releasing them on Newgrounds.com. These included Clubby the Seal, Bloodcar 2000, and The C Word, but the game most people should be familiar with is Meat Boy. After Meat Boy released on Newgrounds along with a map pack of additional levels, Mcmillen decided to expand his concept into the 2010 hit Super Meat Boy. In it, players must control Meat Boy, who must platform his way to save his girlfriend Bandage Girl from the game's antagonist Dr. Fetus. With death traps littering every level and Meat Boy dying from one-hit kills, the game was praised for its intense difficulty as well as its stellar level design. Despite being Mcmillen's first video game, Super Meat Boy received exclusively 9 and 10 out of 10 reviews, and single-handedly helped put Mcmillen on the video game world spotlight. But despite this newfound fame, Mcmillen's next title would prove to be far darker than many expected the Super Meat Boy follow-up to be. After a week-long collaboration with fellow programmer Florian Himsel, The Binding of Isaac was released on September 28, 2011. Taking inspiration from the biblical story, the plot sees a young boy flee into the monster-filled dungeons below his house after his mother is ordered by God to kill him. Inside the dungeon, players would explore procedurally generated dungeons, inspired by The Legend of Zelda, in order to gain power-ups and face a number of bosses, ending with Isac's own mom. Despite a similar level of praise to Super Meat Boy, the questionable religious content gave many in the industry reservations, including Nintendo, who originally refused to port the game to the 3DS due to questionable religious themes. Isaac received 2 expansions and a remake. The first expansion, Wrath of the Lamb, came in late May 2012, and only after Mcmillen's wife Danielle had finished the original game, citing that this was his first project that she showed significant interest in. The expansion added new floors, items, and additional endings to the game's campaign. After a 2014 re-release of the game, titled The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, Mcmillen began working on the final expansion to the game, titled Afterbirth. Afterbirth included new chapters, playable characters, and items, but also introduced a wave-based survival mode dubbed Greed Mode. For now, Mcmillen has gone silent. Back in 2014, Mcmillen's next game, Eugenics, was put on hold and will become available when it becomes, quote, more coherent. And while a Super Meat Boy sequel is in development, titled Super Meat Boy Forever, no word on Mcmillen's progress on the game has been released. For now, we can enjoy the strange and twisted experiences Mcmillen has given us with Super Meat Boy and The Binding of Isaac, and hope it isn't long before we see the return of this developing dev.